excited to know what your expectations are. Let me know what your expectations are. Feel free to share what your expectations are. And by the way, I need to explain the reason we are having this session in the manner we are doing right now. Primary reason is so that while we switch the time to 9 p.m. is so we can accommodate other people in other time zones who are behind us, who has taken over my screen. Olua Stella International. The whole world is waiting for you. Unmute. We can't hear you.
Hello, everyone, and good evening. My sincere apologies for coming late. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Welcome, everyone. I see that we have 39 of us here. Can we tell our friends, remind our friends? Some of us put it on our status already. Can we remind our friends to join us? Because this is a very important conversation that everyone should be involved in. I'm sure you have your family around you. You're not just listening, and then your wife is in the kitchen doing something. Everybody should be listening to this, your children as well, so that when you're making decisions, they understand where, the origin of those decisions, and they don't think that dad is just being inconsiderate or mom is just being sure too prudent. So please, okay, I can see that the number is improving, but I think we can do better. I think 100 should be the standard for every group coaching call. I won't even believe that we're 100. It's just that some of us have like 5 people, beside us and they're not connected live. Right. So I heard OC say share your expectations, and I haven't really seen a lot of expectations. I can only see the one from Ezra David. He says my expectations are to be able to meet financial stability and establish multiple sources of income. I can assure you that you're in the right place. You might not be able to touch all of the curriculum. So financial literacy is ongoing. I mean, it never ends. So you're in the right place and you will definitely get value for your time. All right. My number is the number is reducing. No, I need it to go up, 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 all the way up. David Okotie says my expectation is to gain financial knowledge. Okay. And financial execution as well. It's not just about gaining. What will you do with what you've gained? We would start in the next 1 minute. So have you nudged your friends, your family, the people around you that you think should be here? Kindly remind them that we are live and it's very important that they join this session. You don't want them to miss out on this session. Like we know, for those of us who saw the promotional flyer, it says, are you hitting your money goals or you're just hoping for the best? I think before we even talk about if you're hitting your money goals, how many of you even set money goals for the year? Like when you started the year, just the way you have career goals, you said, oh, this year, by the end of this year, I want to save 10 million naira, and Q1 has gone already. Did you save 2.5 million, or you have you evaluated at all? It's very important that we talk about this. Okay. I can't see our comments, so we don't have financial goals or we didn't set financial goals. Which one? Michael Ogufora says my expectations are to hit my financial goals from all that will be discussed. Okay, fantastic. So it means that you even have a financial goal. So I think that we are ready to start. If this is your first time of joining us, please signify, show by raise of hand or by emoji. Let us know if this is your first time. John Mark says, my expectation is to learn habits that will improve my finances. I believe there are habits that makes financial goals realistic. I can assure you that you are very correct. I can see Fisayo. I can see Fisayo's reaction. Okay, can we get to 50, please, so that we can start? Oh, see, can we start already, or we should just let the number get to
Let's
50?
start. Let's start. You know,
Okay,
sometimes this is the reason why we say that when people pay, they pay attention. If people paid to join us for this call, for example, there's no reason why we should be waiting for them. You get the point. And the investment of time that others made to join early is the reason why we should start now and not waste their time for that. Okay?
very true. Very true. Very true. Okay, so we're talking about money goals. Are you hitting your money goals? And I think it's a very good place for us to. We've spoken about the fact that there's a need for us to have money goals. But just in case you don't have money goals, I mean, that's why we have OC here. OC is a practitioner, he's an expert in this field. Just see this as a financial therapy. We are all recovering from one ailment or the other, but this one is financial ailments. And we have come to the doctors to get prescription. And the prescription that works for somebody that has financial cough is different from somebody that has financial malaria. So just know the one that applies to you and don't take another person's prescription. If something is already working, you want to take it a notch higher. You want to improve. Everybody is a work in progress. So don't think that, oh, I'm better than this person. There are no fixed financial situations. It differs for everybody. So we're in the right place today, and would like OC to share with us, like you said, their habits that makes for people to achieve or hit their financial goals. So I think OC wants to start with an opener about what exactly is a financial goal. Why do you want to set a financial goal? And then we can take it from there. If you have any questions, please ensure that you use the chat box or the Q&A box, and we'll definitely attend to most of your questions, and let's see how it goes. Over to you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, Stella. And welcome, everyone. Let me quickly make this important statement. And please, if you forget anything else I'm going to say, don't forget this. Don't forget this. Your financial goal cannot, must not be more important to you than your personal growth goal. This is so important. This is probably the most important statement I would make tonight. Your personal growth plan, your personal growth goal is way more important than your financial goal. You know why that's important? You are the most important critical success factor. You are the only constant in all the phases, all the compartments of your life. And if it must be, it is up to you. This is why I emphasize the importance of personal transformation. And this is a lifelong agenda. Do you get the point I'm making? So as important as setting financial goals, setting goals in general, it's important to recognize that the person setting that goal, right, is more important, right? Investment in the person setting that goal. Like I say in the life plan course, I said the plan cannot be better than the planner.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So,
yes,
and that's so critical. The quality of your financial destiny cannot be better than the quality of your financial decision. And the quality of your financial decisions cannot be better than the quality of your financial education. So that's where it begins from. You need to get better. If you get better, things get better. There's a correlation between what you learn and what you earn. Okay, so people are setting money goals. Their money goals is bigger than their personal growth goals. So you now wonder why they are not achieving their financial goals. So your financial goal must never be bigger than your personal growth goal. The reason you are not meeting your financial goal essentially is because you are not meeting your personal growth goal. Period. Nothing else, nothing more. This is fundamental. This is rudimentary. I hope somebody got that, because let me even shock you. You will get to a level where you no longer be setting financial goals. What is driving all other financial goals? What is driving all other goals is who you are becoming. You are evolving. You know, there are no hard and fast rules. And we evolve daily, we evolve yearly, monthly, weekly, and all of that. And there will come a point where it is not really about what you set as a target. It is now who you have become, the capacity you have built. You just cannot contain small things. So you naturally, automatically set big things as a goal, as an agenda. So yours will now be moving from just goals to objectives. What do we really want to achieve? And that's largely because of who you are becoming. Okay? So your personal growth goal is way more important than your financial goal, because ultimately that's what drives it all. So let's go on. If there are other questions, let's just have that interaction.
Thank you for that. That was a fantastic opener. I'm sure that we heard that you're not supposed to prioritize your financial goals above your personal goals, your personal transformation goals. And I like the fact that you mentioned that you get to a level where you're not setting financial goals, like financial goals that because it is who you have become. Like the goals just become natural, like it just comes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's an outcome of who you have become. So it means that you need to prioritize your personal transformation, who you are becoming. Are you better than you were yesterday? Will you be better tomorrow? That is what you are supposed to be looking ahead or looking forward to, your personal transformation journey. So many of us are going to subscribe to that because that's the best place to be. You have to become first. You have to become to do. You have to become first. Okay, so now that you mentioned this, can you share some of the habits that you think that people should imbibe as they start this personal transformation journey? Like, where do they even start from? Because some people want to start and it looks like it's a lot. So what is that one thing or two, three things that they should start doing from tonight that they can start implementing from tonight? They don't have to wait till tomorrow or need to set up a structure per se to get started.
All right. So let me just drop. I'm glad you said two or three things, because if we have to cover everything, then we'll probably spend the rest of the day or the night, right, to do that. So fundamentally, all right, you are what you repeatedly do. Habit is what sets, the happenings, the events in your life on autopilot, good or bad. Your habits is what sets the activities, the events of your life on autopilot. So if you've developed a habit of poor people, your poverty will be on autopilot, right? You'll just be making faulty decisions in quick successions without effort. It's the same thing with success. Once you regulate your habits, you automatically take control. Now, there's a point where you are engaging in these habits consciously, but there comes a point where the habit is now the one defining everything else, right? So you choose your habit chooses your destiny. That's the way it works. Now, what are those habits? I listed about 10 of them in my book, Financial Freedom Master Guide. And then if you go through the Financial Freedom course or Financial Freedom Masterclass, these are things that we typically go into. And so the first one, I just want to mention in no particular order. Let me just mention two of them. The first one I will mention is sell what people are looking for. Meet a need. Make it a conscious. See, every time you are thinking of what you need, think of what you can give in exchange for what you need. Let that be your default setting. Every time you have a budget, you say, okay, these are the expenses we need to meet. Now ask yourself, what will fund it? That must be your operating system. Mentally, emotionally, if you run a business, that's the way you should be thinking. All right. So every good thing that you would want, what are you going to give in exchange for that? It's so important. That's why you must sell what people need. And you know the reason I'm saying this, or sell what people can't do without. Okay, that's a better way to put it actually. Sell what people can't do without. And the beautiful reason why I mentioned this is because it's really one of the pillars of making money. Okay, I will probably get into how to set, goals, and how to surpass them, how to set and score goals and even surpass them. We'll get to that hopefully, right? But you must have something you are taking to the market. If you are taking nothing to the market, you don't get something for nothing. It doesn't work like that. Do you understand? You don't get something for nothing. So you must be taking something to the market. This is critical. So sell what people can't do without. It must be part of your everyday thinking. That's the way I think. And you know what this does for you? You start to spot opportunities more readily than somebody who doesn't think this way, who doesn't have this habit of what can I give in exchange for what I'm looking for. So if you need $1 million, there's something you must take to the market to get that now. So that's very important. The other one I would recommend, right, that you start doing right away is to practice gratitude. It's a very important habit that by the grace of God, all the successful people that have personal relationships with the people I know, are very grateful people. I don't know how best I can put this, but in all sincerity, if you take a moment, you take stock of the good things that is happening in your life. You are married, you have children, you have a job, and guess what? Everybody in life has something that is working for them. It's just that you are over-focused on the things that are not working in your life. So you have over-focused on the things that are not working in your life so much so that the things that are working in your life are literally diminished. Whatever you appreciates in value. Okay? So I recommend you have a gratitude journal. These are part of the habits. Nothing repels favor. Nothing repels opportunity like negative energy. And one of the major, one of the major sources of negative energy is ingratitude. So if you want to develop and build up positive energy, listen, as human beings, as individuals that we are magnets. You are either attracting something or repelling something. And the kind of energy you are emitting or transmitting is what defines what you attract or what you repel. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you go into a very poor community, the energy you will feel, you will sense, is entirely different from the energy you will sense when you go to a rich community. True or false? If you interact with the people in the poor community, you will find out that they are mostly ingrates. The majority of people in that category are usually ungrateful. They are always complaining. They believe people are the reason why they are where they are. Other people are the reason why they are where they are. They never take responsibility for anything good happening in their life. Anything bad also, they don't take responsibility. They always shift blames. So when you go into such community, you always hear complaint. They complain about their wife. They complain about their children. They complain about their husband. They complain about literally even the job that they were thankful for initially, that they begged to apply for. They start complaining about it. You now wonder why some people, it appears that they seem to just be growing. Everything seems to be moving up. Listen, everybody who you know that is on top today is also going through one challenge or another. No matter how enviable a person's position is, they're also dealing with issues. But you know the difference between those who are successful and those who are not successful is that one is greeting their circumstances with gratitude. The other is greeting it with ingratitude. So greet your situation with gratitude. Listen, what I'm telling you is a practical thing. I have a gratitude journal every day. List 5 things that you are grateful for. Just list 5 things you are grateful for. Another dimension that would help you significantly to totally transform your life is, honestly, I love what we are doing here right now with this issue of practicing gratitude, is to look at people who are doing better than you, people who have accomplished the things. So what is a testimony for somebody else that is your own dream? Make a list of those people and start demonstrating gratitude on behalf of those people. If you run a business and your business is doing a few millions or maybe tens of millions of naira, and then you hear of other businesses that are doing billions in turnover every month, instead of saying, only God knows what these people are saying, what they are doing, these people, they must be engaging in money. Instead of using your words to malign others who are doing better than you, use your words to pray for them and thank God for them. Do this and watch what your life would look like. Listen. If you are, let me just bring it home. If you are unmarried and all your friends or some of your younger ones or some of the people who are younger than you are all married and doing very well in their marriages and all of those things, make a list of all your friends who are married and start thanking God. Except it's not what you want. Listen, you cannot attract what you despise. Is somebody following me at all? This is a very powerful principle that I have seen again and again. And so practice gratitude, then practice the attitude of, what am I going to give? Selling what people can't do without. So in every circumstance, in every economy, that's one way by which, and for just to help somebody, in case you are wondering what are the things that people can do without, there are 3 markets. Any economy whatsoever, any economy. I'm giving things, these things are powerful. These are the things that are the operating system. Now, I don't have notes here. This is internal software. What I'm telling you is what I practice. And so I'm not telling you things that I'm just regurgitating from a note. It's what I practice. There are 3 major markets that you must pay serious attention to. And those markets are providing things that people can't do without. And that's why those markets are always in hot demand. You want to know them? I want to see people respond. If you want to know them, just type, I'm put any...
Interested. Everybody.
If you are
Want to feel your hunger. If you don't hunger and test for
so,
these things, you cannot be fed.
okay.
Fantastic.
So
Yes, it's rolling in.
Let me drop the 3 markets.
Thank you.
Number 1 is wealth market. Number 2 is health market. Number 3 is relationship market. If you have skills, if you have services, if you have experiences that satisfy the need in these 3 markets, you will never lack forever. It doesn't matter the economy where you are. And guess what? If you know people who have skills, experiences, services, products that meet the needs in this market, you also will not, especially if you are the one connecting buyer to seller. So the challenge a lot of people have is that they want to be the one producing it. They want to be the one providing that service. You don't have to be the one providing that service. And let me shock you. Let me shock you. I will come back to these 3 markets. Let me shock you on this. Majority of the people you know who run businesses and all of those things, they will tell you, by the time they remove their overhead, profit after tax, what do you call it? EBTD or EBITD, right? EBITDA, yes. By the time you remove all these things, the owner of business sometimes don't make as much profit as the people who are connecting the buyer to seller. Most of the time. Most of the time. So, number 1 proof that you are in business, the number one proof that you are in business. It's not that you have office, oh. It's not that you have certificate of incorporation. It's not that you have all the things that people are always making noise about. It is that you have ready market, hungry market, and you have a product or service that's this, and you are connecting both together. Once you have that, that's number one proof that you are in business. So these three markets, let me now break them down just so that you understand. When I say sell what others, what people can't do without, these three markets represent the markets that are forever in demand, hot demand. The wealth market does a number of things. The wealth market are meeting some specific needs or adding some specific value. Number one, they help this market, or the people or industries or companies that play in this market are either doing any of these five things I want to mention. They are either helping people save money, they're helping people to make money, they're helping people to save time, they're either helping people to save energy or save stress. Most wealth market, that's what they do. So whether it is real estate, stockbroking, financial services, fintech, insurance, they are all playing in the wealth market. Cryptocurrency, even though it's something that I am now reading about, because the American government, the current president of the United States is pushing for some things, right, about crypto, right? So I'm now paying attention to it. I don't have anything to do with crypto. I don't do anything in crypto, right? I'm now beginning to pay some attention to it, because it's like even Fortune 500 companies now begin to consider that market. So, but that's subject for another day. I don't do crypto. I don't know it yet, but I'm paying attention to the news. I'm reading, journals, materials, and listening to news. I'm paying attention, rapt attention to some strategic position and decision that even the government, for government to be taking that type of a position, that they want to be the crypto capital of the world in America, it's worth paying attention to. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So it's all going to help people make money. So that's the wealth market. The health market is either on the end of preventive care or curative care. All right. So whether it's a hospital, clinic, pharmacy, or chemist, like we call them in Nigeria, or diagnostic centers, these are all people playing. So if you are directly involved in providing the services, or you are providing complementary services to these people, what you can call paramedics, okay? They are all in healthcare. And if you are a wellness coach, if you are a health coach, and all of those things, you are also providing services, right? And then if you run a restaurant and you decide that your own restaurant is going to be about maintaining health, healthy meal, healthy smoothie, healthy drinks, or whatever, you are playing in that market. All right? You are playing that market. So it's a mega market, as in mega. In fact, during COVID, all of you remember that one of the essential services that had no limitation to movement was healthcare. And it's a big time business anywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world, health is wealth, right? So if you have capacity to meet needs in any of these markets, you have, or people and you can collaborate. You don't have to be a pharmacist to run a pharmacy, right? You don't have to be a doctor, a medical doctor to own a hospital. You can own a fraction of one. You will be forever in business. I'm telling you, will. Then the third one is relationship market. That's a forever market, because we were not created for isolation. We were created for collaboration. We were created for relationship. When Saddam Hussein was captured by the US forces many years ago, those of you who know the story of Saddam Hussein, Iraq, the head of state in Iraq at the time, when they captured him, they didn't execute him immediately. They abandoned him in solitary confinement. What that meant is he had no interaction with human beings. I don't know how long, I can't remember how long that went on. But one thing I still remember vividly was that by the time they finally prepared him for execution, he appeared like a madman. His beard, his hair, everything was overgrown. If you know anything, go and Google it, go and find out. We're created for relationships. Now, any service that you render that heals people emotionally, or that, like Stella was talking of therapy, right? Whether it's sex therapy, relationship therapy, because listen, the thing that are destroying the world are these things. So sex is become a common word now. And whether you like it or not, people are even using it to make money. They are using it, objectifying this same thing that that is sacred. They are objectifying it to use to create buzz. It's on this same thing that Dirty December happened in Nigeria. It's on this same thing that most hotels are thriving. So these hotels and motels and brotels. It is this same thing. And that is why marriages are no longer working the way they are supposed to work, because there are alternatives. It's like drugs now. It's alternative. There are options. So it's important. So if you have capacity, you have competencies, you have skills, you have experiences, you have a story of your own victory, all right? You have overcome addiction, all right? There are addiction therapies. There are emotional intelligence therapies. There are, all sorts of coaches in that space that provide service, critical services. It's just that in Nigeria, we don't really value people like that. We don't really value people who provide healing therapy for people, for soul. If you have a wound on your body, everybody will look for quick help. But if you have a wound in your soul, number one, nobody sees it. Even you don't see it, but you feel it. And nobody knows why you are behaving the way you are behaving. So behavioral therapists, all sorts of therapists, is all within the relationship market. And it's a global market. And let me tell you this, especially if you are in the relationship market, if your focus is on the relationship market, I want you to give significant attention to people who are at the peak of their career, because they are the ones who have capacity, financial capacity to pay you. You can do free things, but don't do, if you want to really service people, if you have 10 clients that pay you from 30 million, you can focus on high profile people. A lot of the people you see out there, many people are running mental health care. Mental health is a critical issue these days. I was just having a conversation with a young friend of mine, and the early hours of today, and the lady said something that shocked me. She lost her mom to cancer a while back, not too long ago. Everything happened this year. And then his immediate younger brother, had some mental issues. And they said this has been a recurring decimal, because I have met the guy before. I didn't even know he had such an issue. So you meet people that they are in clothes, but they are running mental. What shocked me the most, now I felt really bad about what she's going through. She's so young to be going through all this at once. Then she now just recently lost her job. And part of the factors surrounding the loss of the job was because she too has lost it emotionally. She feels that everybody should understand what she's going through, what she's dealing with. So you see some people misbehaving at work. You don't know. It is battle here, battle there. They are dealing with all sorts. So guess what? He said, now she's based in the United States. The younger brother too had been in the United States. And so the mental health center where they placed the young man, he has been there for 2 months. He has maxed out on all his insurance. So insurance has refused to continue to pay. The mental health center are now rejecting him and said, sorry, if you don't come and pick him, we'll send him to social welfare or something, which is going to mean that they will take responsibility and they will never see him again. They will just be pumping him with drugs. So after due consultation with families everywhere and in Nigeria, everybody said it's better to bring him back to Nigeria. cut long story short, they organized the guy. And I said, but I thought you would escort him, you would follow him to Nigeria. He said, no. I said, how would he? So somebody sat beside that guy in the plane. I'm just trying to paint a picture. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not in any way spiting them. Or you don't want to go through this type of thing, but these things happen. Some of us on this call self, you may even be, all of us, you know, that all of us have scones. You know what they call scones? Once in a while madness. When your bolt and nuts are not properly screwed, are not tightened, they just manifest. So every one of us have it. But somebody sat beside that guy through the trip, through the flight, but the person may not know. So some of the people, and today now, you have people who are committing suicide. It is rampant these days. You only hear of the ones that are outside, though, and you hear of the ones of people that belong to families that are popular families. Even the ones that are of popular families, they find a way to cover it because it brings shame to their family, because they have the financial might. These are big issues. So relationship market, health market, I think I've said enough. I've just 2 points I just gave you to practice. You see where we have gone with that. So I didn't even know that I was going to get to all of this. Over to you, Stella.
That in itself was a master class. Thank you so much. I mean, just 2 habits. You can imagine if we now decide to focus on habits, it means that's the only thing that we're going to do today. But I'm sure we all got value, and I don't want us to. I'm sure we've taken a lot of notes. Please sell what field. Sell what people are looking for and practice gratitude. So the next point, before we go to setting goals or why people should set goals, I would like you to speak to why do people not set goals? Why do people not set goals? Because they know they should set goals, but they are not setting it. So why? Is it
Okay.
is it a
Okay.
village people problem? Is it an ignorance problem? Do they need deliverance? Why are people not setting goals?
Okay. So for some people, it's an ignorance problem. They don't know they should set goals, so they don't set goals, right? Some people have this superstitious belief that whatever will be, you know. And so why should that they didn't set a goal for how they will be born? So why should they be setting goal? And it's true. There are goals you did not set. You didn't set the goal to be born. You didn't set the goal of the family in which you will be born. You didn't set the goal of the country in which you will be born. So and that's some people's beliefs. There are others who have set goals, right? Who have set goals, but they are not achieving their goals. And they are wearied. They are tired. It's like this thing doesn't appear it's working. Okay? And those are the category of people I will need to speak to today. Okay? And even those category of people who have those beliefs that, I mean, they didn't set goals of how they came here on earth. Why should they set any other goal? I'll speak to them too, because you see, in life, there are things we have power to control, and there are things we don't have power to control. All right? What I've come to understand with my experiences and with studies and research and interactions with people is that when you control the things you have power to control, everything else you don't have power to control eventually align. That's the way it works. When you focus on the things you have power to control, everything else align. Now, for those who have set goals, they are battle weary, they are tired because every goal they set, nothing seems to really be happening. They are not scoring goals. They are only setting goals, but they are not scoring goals. So they are tired. Those category of people, maybe the technique, the framework you use to set your goals is what is faulty. And I want to really provide you some guidance here in a moment. This is what I would recommend. Now, there are different schools of thought when it comes to goal setting, okay? But one of those schools of thoughts that's so widely known and very popular is the SMART way of setting goals. And that is the goal. In order for you to achieve these goals, it must be SMART. SMART is an acronym for S, means specific, M means measurable. A means achievable or attainable. R means realistic. And T means time bound. So this is fundamental, it's generic. But over the years, I've also set goals using the same framework. Make it specific, make it measurable, make it attainable, achievable, make it realistic, make it time bound. And I still did not accomplish them, or accomplish some, or many. Okay? Until this was about, what I'm talking to you about now is about 9 years ago. When I stumbled, it just occurred to me in a place of meditation. I was driving very early hours of the morning to my office, and it occurred to me that aren't there goals that one can set one can set and achieve, that once achieved can take care of all other goals? That was when the thought started occurring to me, that I'd rather focus more of my energy and time and resources on goals that once achieved will take care of all other goals. That way, I can have more impetus, I have more energy, I have more motivation to execute those goals, right? Now, prior this time, every year I set goals. I've been setting goals every single year. I have a 30-year plan. The first 10 years expired in 2021. So I'm on the second 10 years right now, okay? And that's what I use like in my roadmap. But the highlight of my plans are essentially goals. So this must happen within this period and this period, and that's the way. And I face it. I face for the various compartments of my life. I captured all of these things in my course on how to plan your life, right? How to plan your life, and I have a framework. I have a template that can guide anybody, to develop a life plan and all of those things. So your life will have some degree of precision. Your life will have a degree of control, right? And you won't feel out of control. Because one of the things that is unsettling people and making people more anxious now than ever is because they seem to be out of control, okay? And so that's very important. So that's how I stumbled on this concept. I curated that concept. I never heard it anywhere before. So I called it seductive goal setting. Seductive goal setting. So a seductive goal is a goal that woos you. It seduces you to perform. It compels you to perform. Right? So a seductive goal essentially is a goal that once achieved drives all other goals. So before I stumbled on this idea and this concept of goal setting, up until that time, I used to have many goals for a whole year. Sometimes I could have 24 goals, 30 different things I want to accomplish. By the time the first quarter is almost ending, I'm confused. I don't even know which one to pursue. So when I started setting seductive goals, I then realized that it was better for me to focus on the goals that once achieved, all other 30 or all other aspects of the goals that I set will be taken care of. So let me give you an illustration I use all the time. Now, if you are a young graduate, you just recently graduated from school, you have served, but you are scouting with your uncle, okay? You don't have a job. Even though you're of marriageable age, you don't have a spouse, you don't have a wife or husband. If you are to pursue anything, which one should be your top priority? Please respond to me. Which one should be your top priority among the three things? Job, fantastic. Job, secure a job, employment. Thank you very much. Fantastic. You see that job, is your seductive goal. Did you get it? That job is your seductive goal. So every time you list out goals, list them out. So I do this institutionally. I do this on a personal level. I do this maritally. Okay. I do this even for my children. I teach them these things. When they have conversation with me, they ask me questions like, why did you do that? Why did you say that? Why this move? Not this other move. sometimes when they bring some things to me, I said, it is not our seductive goal, or it's not our priority. So a seductive goal, you categorize a seductive goal as a priority, because when it's achieved, you settle everything else. So somebody who has a job clearly can then consider going to get an apartment, secure an apartment, and then can now think of marrying. Is that correct? But you can't. So what some people do is that they put both marriage, job, and apartment, they put them on the same level. So they are now confused. Some other times you've put so much energy into looking for a wife or husband that by the time you now find the husband, you are not even acceptable. But when they say, where do you live? You say, actually, it's my uncle's house. I say, it's like, you've misplaced priority. So seductive goal. So once job becomes, you know that there are things that are tied to that thing. So that compels you to perform. Does that make any sense? Another thing, there are two questions that you must ask to determine whether something is a seductive goal or not. Two questions that you must ask yourself. Is somebody valuing these at all? Is this making any sense?
Yes, yes, yes. If you
Okay.
know you're getting value for your time, please put it in the comment section. Let's see. Thank you, Yinka, for that.
Okay.
Thank you,
So,
Joseph. Thank you, God time.
so
Yes, please go ahead.
there are two questions you must ask to determine whether a goal is seductive or not. Number one is, what will go wrong if you don't achieve it? Number two is, what will go right when you achieve it? You see, as human beings, we are motivated either by pain or by pleasure. If you set goals that whether you achieve it or not, nothing will go wrong with you, nothing will happen, then you are not likely to achieve that goal. You are not likely to pursue the goal, and certainly you are not likely to achieve that goal. So any goal that you set that has no consequence for achieving or not achieving it, forget about fulfilling it. It will never happen. So you are not achieving your goals, number one, because it does not generate any emotion, does not generate any energy inside of you. Nothing is at stake. Nothing will go wrong. So I give an example. In setting financial goals, since the conversation is really about money today, in setting financial goals, once you prioritize selling what people can't do without on the basis of the things I just gave you earlier, because you need to be making money for us to even be setting financial goals in the first instance. Because you can't be setting financial goals in vacuum. So you need, Stella, I'm not seeing you again, no. I need to be seeing you, because maybe it's because I'm seeing you that I'm seeing a little. So I need to be seeing you. If I'm not seeing you, there's no inspiration. Inspiration does not flow. Those of you who disable your video, that's what works with me. So inspiration flows not because of what I wrote. It flows because of where I'm seeing, where I'm speaking to. That's the way inspiration
Yes,
flows.
sir.
Yes. I'm still not seeing
Coming
you.
up shortly.
Okay.
We are sorting the Nigerian issue.
Okay, so let me quickly get into this. So let me give an example. Whenever I say set financial goals and achieve them, so how much money do you want to make, for example? How much money do you want to make? If you set a goal, a financial goal, or say, for those of you who are in the UK, those of you who are in the US, let's assume that $10,000 is your financial goal, £10,000. And for those of you in Nigeria, let us say 100 million naira is your financial goal, right? Whether for business or for, $10,000 really is not any money. You can't live a very good life. If you end that a year, you can't live a good life anywhere in the world. That's the truth. Let nobody deceive anybody. That $10,000 may look like 150 million naira. But 15 million naira, that may look like 15 million naira, but you can't live a very good life, you can live a fairly good life in Nigeria, probably, but not anywhere else in the world. So But if you are in the UK or in the US, you will agree with me that £10,000 is nothing. Your monthly your monthly rent alone is like it's racing faster than your income. Listen to me carefully. You can never be rich if your outgo is more than your inflow. If the rate at which money is leaving you is faster than the rate at which money is coming to you, you can never be rich. In fact, you can't be financially stable, let alone be rich. So that's why I told everything I said earlier. That's why I started from there. That's why I started from there. Now, having said that, so you want to look at setting financial goals. I use this simple framework. How much money do I want to make? You look at it. I want to connect it with the seductive goals, way of setting goals. That's really where I'm going. So if you say, if you describe how much money you want to make, you say it in isolation of what can go wrong or what can go right, you are not likely to achieve it. So this is the framework I use. Number one, everything that can go wrong, itemize them as obligations. Everything that can go wrong. If you don't meet these financial obligations, so for those of you who live in the UK, US, Canada, Australia, and the rest of them, list out all your obligations, the things that can go wrong if you don't meet your financial goals. You see, when people are asking, how do you develop discipline? How are you focused? How are you? These are the things that make us to be focused. Because you know how many people earn salaries on our businesses? Do you know how many people derive their livelihood from the things I'm involved in and the things I do? So that is what is at stake. Those are obligations. And guess what? If you are in debt, right, it's also part of the obligations because interest will continue to accumulate and all of those things. So those are the things that are creating the tension ultimately. So this is the framework I use. Let me just show you. So you get a piece of paper, a plain sheet of paper, divided into two like this. On one end, you write obligation. Those are the things that can go wrong. And then your aspirations. These are the things that will go right. All right? So you list out all the things that you need to fulfill. That is compulsory. There's nothing you can do about it. Right? It's compulsory. Right? So if you don't pay your rent, for example, in Nigeria, the landlord can give you quick notice. The same thing applies in other parts of the world. And unfortunately, in Nigeria, it is annually. In other parts of the world, it is monthly. And for those of you who immigrated from or migrated from Nigeria to other parts of the world, when you got there, you saw that what you pay per annum is probably what you pay per month as rent alone. You never chop, you never wear clothes, you never pay transport, you never pay other things. So when you are telling people that your annual package is $65,000 and they are thinking that you are doing well, you tell them that sorry, you have not started. You are not doing well at all because taxes will also take in its own. So you list out your obligations. Now your obligations are those things that are fixed, and once you don't fulfill those obligations, things can go wrong. So those are you list them out in monetary terms. You list them out in monetary terms. This is so important, so critical. So, for example, rent, you put it there, you put the figure there. Number two, you write down food, groceries, and whatever, you write it there. Energy cost, utility, phone call, and all of those things, you put it there in monetary terms. Why? If you don't, for example, in the US and in the UK, you pay monthly fees for your phone. So it's not a question of, you recharge your phone like we do in Nigeria. No. To maintain the line, you pay certain fee. And once you don't pay, they disconnect you, period. Nothing. So whatever your phone is connected to, so you now understand the reason why people work 2, 3, 4 jobs in other parts of the world. And it's appearing as though the math is not mathing at all. This is the reason. Okay? I'll get into that in more details if time permits us later on. So obligations, you list out your obligations, and then your aspirations are those things that when they happen, it brings you a lot of comfort, brings you a lot of fulfillment, brings you pleasure. The obligations, if you don't meet them, it will bring you a lot of pain, a lot of penalty. It will bring you a lot of setbacks. If you are owing and you are not paying, they can drag you, some people have committed suicide on account that they have been dragged, period. So some people are just, these are things that happen. So you list them out and then you sum them up. You sum up all your aspirations in monetary terms. You sum it up. You sum up all your obligations in monetary terms, and then you add it all up. So you have total, then you now have grand total. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Right? So your aspirations could be, you want to go for your PhD. Your aspirations could be that you want to buy a second car. Your aspiration could be that you want to buy a house. Your aspiration could be, these are things that brings you some level of comfort, brings you up some level of peace and fulfillment, and then enhances your placement in the marketplace or in the workplace and all of that. So you want to go for this certification. Those are aspirations. So when you list them out in monetary terms, that way it gives you a sense of duty. It puts you on your toes. So when somebody else is sleeping 9 hours a day and they're saying it's medical recommendation, get waiting, they chase you. Listen, some of us are this motivated and committed the way we are because we know what we are chasing after and we know what is chasing after us. So this is how to set your financial goal. I just had to share that so that people will know. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, sir. How many of you are just hearing about seductive goal setting for the first time? How many of you are today years old when you found out about seductive goal setting? You've tried. I think I'm one of those people where you have a list of things that you want to achieve. Everything's like 100. And you just say, new year, new me. And by March, you just say, you know what? I give up. What did you save this year? I saved myself. Anyways, we can do better than that with seductive goal setting. And I trust that we've gotten value. If we have any questions, please let's ask our questions. Our time is fast spent already. We will continue again next week, right, sir?
Yeah, we can continue.
We definitely have to continue because we've gotten value already, but there's still so much more that we need to speak to because I know that we can set all of the goals and then life can happen. And how can people build that consistency to say, oh, this is just a setback. I'm not going to let it deter me. I'm going to go again. Like, how do I go again better? I don't know if you want to deal with that now or.
Okay, so interestingly is that, in setting and achieving your financial goals, right, achieving your financial targets, there are actually 4 steps that you must take. The first one is what I've just shared so far. Everything I've said so far ended with the step 1. So you can join next week. Maybe we'll be able to elaborate more on step 2.
I think we're not going to be, sharing any extras right now. We're going to be taking questions, and we will take only 2 questions. Only 2 questions.
All right. So Stella, please, before we take questions, and I really want to answer questions now. If you are listening to us right now, and you do not have, I want to give you something that I believe that is going to be way more beneficial, because my time is really, I'm not saying that your time is not valuable. I'm just simply saying that I really would not be able to do this for so long. Okay. It's impracticable, right? The reason why you are here is because somebody told you to come and hear what this guy has to say, right? Probably you probably saw an advert or whatever, or you joined any of our communities or whatever. But in all, I'm sure these things I've said here are the same things I say to people. They pay me $10,000, they pay me $20,000 for, right? So it's important to take note of that. And if I devote the energy and the time to doing this, how then do I remain fresh to serve the people who are paying me? So the best I can do is to give you something you too should use your time to go and watch. So I did a master class. Please, can you make OC, the 2 OC, the co-host, please, so that I can share my screen very quickly. I I just want to share this before I take questions, please. It's important that we do this. Make the two OCs. Yeah, thank you. Very quickly, just a second, please. I need to show you this. In 2020, I started hosting, January 2020, I started hosting what we call the Financial Freedom Masterclass. And most of the people who have passed through that class, I see them, they are doing great things today. Because the thing I'm teaching, they work, they produce results. And I was not sharing them. It took me that long before I started sharing them because I wanted to test the results myself, right? And so I put a few people in the room and I dish these things out. So I want to make you an offer. Now, please note this. The reason I'm doing this is not because of the money. It's, in fact, what I'm giving you today is only a one-time offer. You won't get it again. Okay, so I'm not going to say more than that. So let me just mention a few things. So when I started it, January 2020, little did I know what happened. Little did I know. Sorry, please. Okay. So little did I know that COVID was going to even happen that same year. But in spite of the COVID, there were still people who achieved their goals and even surpassed 3 years combined before COVID. I mean, in the year of COVID, I'm telling you the truth, right? I had internal, personal interventions, sessions with people, with a particular couple. The husband was literally crying in my presence to tell you how frustrated, how depressed. This is someone that was running a business who was depressed, as in depressed. I was crying. The wife had to give him handkerchief, But before the end of that year, and I'm saying this, not taking glory for what God has done. I'm just simply saying that this thing works. Okay, so everything I have done in terms of training people in this area are the things that I actually package here. So it produces results, right? And if you have any struggle, and the beauty of this offer is that if it was money I want to make, I will tell you how much it is. But it is not about the money. But you must pay for something for it to carry some value for you. That's the reason why I'm going to give you this offer. And I'm giving you, it's just a one-time offer. Please take note of this. So I have the Financial Freedom course, and it captures a lot of things. The program itself is $247. This cost alone, so in Naira, it is 185,250. In fact, that figure is not even correct, right? It's the old Naira exchange rates, all right? So this Naira is not even correct. Every Naira exchange rate here is not correct. I'm just telling you up front. Then we have the vision board course, right? This is very powerful, very, very powerful. We also have the winning in business course for those of you who are in business and those of you who intend to transit to business. This will tremendously impact you. I don't want to dwell too much on it. It captures everything that is in each of these courses. Now, all of these programs, apart from the vision board course and this last one, this how to plan your life course, these ones were pre-recorded. The other ones were live. So people paid to attend. We fed them. It was grooming, serious grooming. It was serious. So it was a live session. Now, all of this, you see the prices. I mean, this is not the exchange rate. I'm saying it again so that you won't think that it's that cheap. Then we have, what's it called? Then the Tribe of Wealthy Origin. Now, it's no longer lifetime membership. I'm telling you, because this material was sent to me just this evening. And I noticed that they need to correct a lot of things. But I still need to give you something, right? The Tribe of Wealthy Origin is not lifetime. It's a 1-year membership, all right? You renew every year going forward. But if you buy this program, look at what you are going to get. Every month, I now host what we call the group coaching call. It's deeper. It's like these are my inner circle. So there's the Tribe of Wealthy Origin Basic. There's the Tribe of Wealthy Origin Classic. So if you buy into this program, this offer I want to give to you, you automatically join that group. And once a month, I will be interacting with you. So I think May 4th, the first Sunday in the month of May, I'll be having a close-knit inner circle and conversation with you. And then we'll be dealing with practical issues. So you can ask me any question. That one is not coming to teach you anything. It's coming to answer questions. And one thing about me I can tell you up front is that I'm a very vulnerable person. I tell you the way it is. I don't package. So if I failed in something, I will tell you. And if I've learned, the lesson I've learned, I will share with you as well. So so this program, everything is supposed to be $1,085. But you'll be paying $56 today. So please look at the exchange rate, current exchange rate, please. I'm saying that again. Look at the current exchange rate. It's not 42,000 naira. Look at the current exchange rate and add it all up. You will get the financial freedom course, right? You'll get how to plan your life, the 30-year plan, the framework I use, the template and everything is all part of the package. The vision board course, and then the winning in business course. So whether you are planning to go into business or you're planning to partner with people in business, this will also help you. And then you get my book, Financial Freedom Master Guide, all of that together for this $56. That is a give, I'm just dashing you. Okay? So I just felt I should mention that when we were planning for this program tonight, I felt, okay, I can't do this forever. I can't do this for long. How can people continue to get a part of me without me being available for them? Because they still need it. That's why I'm making you this offer. So it's up to you. These are the account details. Whether you want to pay in Naira, you want to pay in dollars, if you want to Zelle, you can send to this account. If you want to pay in Naira, you pay this. And once you pay, you send your account details or your payment proof. You send it to 0 + 234 708 797 0441. Let me take it again, 0708 797 0441. So if you are calling internationally or you are communicating internationally, just type +234 to it with your proof of payment, and then they will send you access to these courses. Okay? That will be all. Stella, over to you.
Thank you very much for that. I mean, what an amazing evening. And then to crown it all, with a great offer. How many of us will be taking advantage of this offer? How many of us? Don't just say thank you. Don't just say, oh, I got value. Don't say appreciate. How many of us will be taking advantage? Did we take a screenshot of the offer? Did we get the account details? Do we need the number? If you know that you didn't get that, we'll be happy to provide that in the comment section. Please help us post the um, account numbers and the phone number again, please. Yes. Oh, a lot of people didn't get it. If you can also project it. So we're going to project the flyer again. Please just take a screenshot with your phone. Take a screenshot so that afterwards you can initiate the transaction. Please don't procrastinate. Don't say, oh, I'll do it later. Money would always find. Or someone is saying, can you please go over the pricing again? Okay. They're asking if we can agree on what the dollar exchange rate should be, sir.
So the dollar exchange rate is 1,500. So just multiply it by 56. So don't use whether it's 1,520, 1,530, 1,560, different rates. The thing is always oscillating. So just maintain 1,500 and then multiply it, and then you can pay the Naira version. If you are anywhere else in the world, you can do the other way around. Okay? Stella, I don't want us to dwell too much on this. As far as I'm concerned, because I'm not going to be always available for you in person, right? To really have me fully, that's what I charge, right? $10,000, $20,000, that's really what I charge. So I don't want it to, this is not what this program is about. I just want to really, right? So, but when I was thinking about this program, I said, okay, if I'm not going to be able to do this regularly, as I should, or as I would have loved. Number one, if I'm going to be doing this regularly, people have to pay. That's the only way
Mm.
I can explain my time, how I'm utilizing my time. For those of you who live abroad, you know that you are paid per hour. So
Yeah.
you account for every hour that you work, every hour that you are not working, you account for it. So I'm careful on that. So that was how to create this. This thing has been in existence for about a year or two now, and there are people who have taken advantage of this as well. So I mean, the real cost. There are people who are paying the real cost. So if you are to buy each of those courses on their own, one is $247, the other one is $247, then the other two are $197, and then the book is 19,500 in Nigeria as of this moment. On Amazon, is selling for $27. Even the book is $7 on Amazon. So so you now understand that this is a giveaway, more or less a giveaway, okay? And everything I've put there are real stories, they are real life practice. So it's not like somebody's trying to sell you something. By the way, let's go on, please. The offer lasts only for 48 hours. So once 48 hours is gone, you don't even bother to call. Don't just don't bother to call. And so it's not please, I don't mean to disrespect you. This is not it's just to let you know that, sorry, we just want to make sure that we add value, right? I want to make sure that I caught you know, the lady that spoke with me today, and I was saying to her, I said, the first thing I asked her when she shared all the problems, all the things she was doing, I said, do you have a mentor? That was the first question
Mm.
I said, do you have a mentor? Having a mentor collapses time. It
Mm.
minimizes your mistakes. I would never have been where I am today without mentoring. Forget it. I'm eternally grateful to God for bringing me in contact with my own mentor and mentors. I deliberately said mentor and mentors because all of you on this call, if you don't know Dr. Lumide Emmanuel, that's my main authentic, you know, that's the one that God ordained because it was the one that was now pushing me to, okay, you can go for that. He encouraged us to go. He's not intimidated by you having other people and all of those things. So that for me was one of my lifesavers. I've had setbacks, I've had challenges, but it would have been worse if I never had mentors. You don't know it all right? You don't know it all. Nobody has monopoly of insight. Nobody has monopoly of knowledge. You need somebody, right, to guide you. Somebody has been where you are right now, and they've pulled through. You too can pull through, right? So what I've given you is like, I've given you access to my inner circle with $56. That's what I've given you, and you don't have an idea what that means, okay?
Mm.
You have no idea. So you probably are getting those courses. You are get, no, let's not talk too much. Stella, let's just answer a question that we can get out of this, please.
Thank you so much. So I'm waiting for our questions. While our questions are coming up, this is to remind you to follow OC on the various social media platforms, Instagram, Oladipupo Clement. It has been pasted in the comment section so that you can also take a screenshot so you don't miss the spelling. So ensure that you follow who you follow, and what you follow determines what follows you. So if you don't like what you're seeing on your social media timeline, it's because you chose to follow them. So unfollow them and follow the right people, right? And ensure that you take advantage of this opportunity. It is $56 at the exchange rate of 8,500, which is 84,000 Nigerian naira. 84,000 Nigerian naira. So please take advantage of this opportunity. Reach out to the number as well. Take a screenshot of all of this information. I don't really see questions. It looks like we're really
We're good.
satisfied. It looks like we're really satisfied. Though one person asked a question, but
Okay.
that question has been answered when OC was speaking to the different about sell what people are looking for. But I'll just repeat it again because the person says this is my first time here. So it's Bade Geshin Babatunde. He says, Sir, my own question goes like this. For someone making 200,000 naira per month, and at the end of 2024, he set a goal that that in 2025 he wants to end 2025 with 10 million naira. Is the person setting a goal? How can he work smart in achieving the goal?
All right, your 200,000 naira monthly salary can never deliver to you 10 million. The first thing I must let you know is that the highest level of income you are currently earning is a reflection of the highest level of education. And I'm not talking of the conventional education. It's the highest level of learning you have recorded. Okay. So there's a correlation between learning and earning. Okay. If you remove L from learn, what you have left is earn. Right. So your earning is directly proportional to your learning. So, and these days, the things that will put food on the table that will bring you good money are not taught in universities anymore.
Mhm.
Are you getting what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
For example, early this year, January 2nd or 3rd or so, I enrolled for a content creation class hosted by a very young lady, very, very young lady, but she seemed to have mastered that skill. And it was a 5 or 6 hour long program, right? Impressive. And it was a practical session. I was telling us these are the tools, these are the this, and all of those things. This is what. And then she was going step by step and she was taking questions and answering. I paid 75,000 naira to enroll for that program for just one day, for just that 5 hours, right? The lady was making a lot of sense. Now, those are skills you require, not another certificate that does not translate into income. I hope you know that nobody pays you salary and increase your salary by 100%.
Right.
I hope you know. So the way you can really, really upgrade your income is through skill, or let me put it this way, skill and products and services. So one of the skills that you must master, among other skills, which probably we can talk next week, is your selling skills, your marketing and selling skills, your ability to communicate, your ability to sell ideas, your ability to paint pictures with words, whether written words or spoken words, is one of the skills you must master. Maybe next week, if time permits, we'll go into some further dimensions to skills. So that's the first place. That was why I started by saying that your financial goal is not more important than your personal growth goal.
Yes.
It is easier to achieve your financial goal when you prioritize your personal growth goals. Do you get it? That was why I said that. Okay. So go and identify scarce skills. So you can Google this. Look out for scarce skills, soft skills. Google it. Just ask. You can even ask ChatGPT. List top in-demand soft skills, in-demand scarce skills. All right. Google that, so that when you see those things, then find out where can you get certifications or get training. On hands-on training is what I would recommend. Hands-on training, the one that can immediately you can leverage. The things that this lady taught us during that program were about almost 500 people that gathered. Imagine 75,000 multiplied by
500.
500. Calculate it. Just do the math. Right? You know the shocking thing she said? She said, what I am teaching you, once you master it, you can teach others and be charging them. So your story, your skill, your experience is yours, and it's yours for life. Digital assets, digital products, these are the ways to go now. So just follow the steps I told you now, and then once you improve your skill, your income will follow suit. So your financial goal is not realistic based on your 200,000 naira monthly salary. Your financial goal of 10 million is not realistic on that basis alone, right? So that's what I mean. How about I answer that question?
Yes, yes, yes. That was perfect. That was perfect. If you listen to everything that has been shared by the Geshe, you'd have seen that we started with mindsets first. Have the right mindsets, right? Like that, you want to make 10 million, but then you see that you have limitations. So let that mindset lead you to getting the right skills. John Mark, Google in-demand skills, in-demand skills, soft skills that you need to learn, right? That is what you're supposed to Google. And then once you are equipped, it means that you're now more valuable. You can meet more needs. You can answer questions. You can solve problems. Then money, you now become a money magnet. We're still going to get there. You're now able to attract, you're able to attract value because you have learned so much. You're now valuable. You're able to earn and, demand much more. I'm sure that you have gotten value. Please ensure that you follow, turn on your notification on all social media platforms. Take advantage of the 48 hours opportunity. Tell your friend, gift a friend. Instead of buying that shoe that will become a liability, why not invest in these assets, right? Invest in your personal transformation journey. And I trust that you've gotten value. Set your calendar for the rest of the year. Wednesday, 9 o'clock, we're going to be here. God willing,
God willing,
right?
someone is not guaranteed. God willing.
God willing. So take advantage of all the opportunities that you have now. And don't forget that it is not just hearers that get blessed, but doers. It
Yeah.
started with list 5 things that you are grateful for. OC mentioned the need for us to practice gratitude as one of the habits that you need to develop. So write that. Oh, you want to be the best makeup artist. Who are the best makeup artists now? Thank God for their life. And then you see that your life will begin to reflect that. Also, sell what people are looking for, either in wealth, in health, or in relationship. I mean, we can go on and on, but I'm sure we got the message. And we look forward to seeing you again, same time on Wednesday. So thank you, OC, for spending this time with us. We really appreciate you. And thank you to everyone who joined us. Thank you to everyone who's joined us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Even if you have the book already, you can buy it again. You can give somebody that book so that you now have it in this new package. All right. Thank you very much.